Hey, this is Kathy Peck coming to you from Wichita Falls, Texas, and today it is Thursday and I have my 3D Thursday project. So I alternate between Countdown to Christmas and 3D projects on Thursdays. So today's project is a tool caddy that I have made. I have adapted it from a design I saw by Wendy Lee, and this is my original. It's a little wobbly, but I really like it, that I created. And this is the one with using Wendy's design. And what I did was I made it a little longer, as you can see, and I added another level. So we're gonna make a version of this today, and if anybody wants the a PDF with the measurements, you can either email me, or hopefully I'll get them embedded in the bottom of this video as well. Alright, and this video will be posted on my blog and on my YouTube channel, and hopefully I can get it shared on Pinterest and Instagram as well. So here we go. We're gonna make a version using DSP, and I'll show you some different ones that I have put together. So this is the original, designed by Wendy Lee, and then this is my version. Okay, so let me put these aside and get out the measurements. Okay, for the first level, I'll show you this one that I've done with some color. For the first box, you'll need a piece of paper, cardstock, 7.5 by 8.25, and you're going to score the 7.5 side at 1 and 6.5, and the 8.25 side at 4 4/4. This box is cut 7.5 by 6, and on the 7.5 side again score at 1 and 6.5. On the 6-inch side score at 2 and 3. And then the smallest one is cut 7.5 by 4, and you'll score the 7.5 side again at 1 and 6.5, and the 4-inch side at 1 and 2. And you'll see I have these little inserts here. That's for holding tools as well, and those are 2 and 15/16. So you want to cut them. Even this box is going to be, like, the front part is going to be 3 inches tall, but you want to cut it just under 3, or on this one will be 2, and this is 1. So you cut it at 2 and 15/16 by 5.5, and you'll score at 1, 2.5, 3.5, and 5. And the same for the others. You'll just cut them an inch shorter. And my DSP accent is 5.5, or excuse me, 5 1/8 by 7 5/8, and you score at 1 on all sides. And also, if you want to add an extra sheet of DSP on the back, you'll just cut that. I think it's 4.5 by 5.5. Okay, so this is this one. And I've already started the next one. I've already done the first 2 layers. This is soft succulent, and I'm going to add evening evergreen, and I'll show you how I build that box, because you build them all of them the exact same way. Alright, so I'm going to set that aside. Oh, and here's my templates that I use. I made little templates for each one. So also, let me give you some tips before we get started. When you're cutting these out, you're going to have strips left on the side, and what you can do is cut those down to about just under 1 inch, say just under 1 inch, and trim off a little bit on the end. So, because it should, let's see, you want to make it like maybe 15/16 by 5 and 3/16 or something like that, 4/16, and you can fit it in here and just add a little extra thickness to the bottom. And you can glue it in, or use tear tape or whatever, however you'd like to secure it. So I have 3 of these. I just stick them in there, and you may just have to trim them off just a tiny bit there. They just give, and you want to put those in before you add this little piece in here, because this is going to be glued in, so there's no getting that in there after this is glued in. Alright, so let's get this top part done. I've already cut and scored it with evening evergreen. I just have to fold it and do some trimming and get it together. So this is real simple. I mean, I've had the version by Wendy for a long time, and I've made several of them, but I wanted something just a little bigger for when I have class, so that I can issue one to each person that's attending the class and have all the tools they need and supplies, adhesive supplies anyway, that they need in it, and they just keep it to themselves instead of having to share. You know, we're concerned about sharing now with COVID and things like that. So alright, for trimming here, you're going to wedge on the inside. You're just going to cut these little flaps, but cut this side straight, because this side's going to show. This is the front. Well, it'll show until you cover it up, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But here we go. Trim and wedge. This is pretty straightforward box building here. So you have to excuse my puppy. She's underneath my legs, and she does like to snore. She's a old English bulldog, which is a little different from an English bulldog, because she's an American breed, but she's got old English in her. Okay. Alright, so what I like to do here is on these flaps I will use my Stampin' Seal. Well, here we go. Yes. And then I'll bring them up and just attach them to this back portion. I like to do the back first. See right there. And then I'm going to use glue, the Tombow glue, to just attach this front part. There, this is Evening Evergreen, and it just looks black in the camera. And one thing I'm going to do is, if you've seen people use hot glue, well, when I get some more little bits of glue, I'm going to use my hot glue gun and put hot glue in this part and stick my glue in it. I like to give 2 glues when I'm having class, because you seem to always run out of glue. Probably because I just use it so much. But it is good. When it comes out, now this one is plugged up. Oh, well, I came with 3, so let's try another. Yeah, here we go. We have some glue coming out here. Yeah, that's what we need. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up here. And just, there it is. I have a bone folder here. I knew I did. And just keep it together and just squish it down in there. And then I'm going to use some big scissors and trim off this top at an angle. It's real easy to do. I like these big heavy-duty Fiskars scissors for that. And if you get a little bit of the box, it's okay. But you just want to go from end to end. There, that's done. That is the box, all in one. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is make sure these are really adhered, is I'm going to adhere these together. So you just put them together. I'm going to use a little bit of, oh, I didn't bring it tear and tape. I like to add a little tear and tape, but I guess we can use the Stampin' Seal and glue together. So let's see if we can get, oh yeah, here we go. It goes right on there. Except, let me give this some support here to get it going. Here we go. Okay. This goes really fast when you get to this point. But it's, you know, nice. I think it's a nice gesture when you have a class to have some type of tool caddy. And I like to make them from paper because I think it shows off our DSP. It shows off what you can do with paper. Little projects you can build. It's like a little crafty paper time. Alright. There. That is together. It's ready to go. So what I'll do next is I will put the inserts in, and these are scored again at 1, 2.5, 3.5, and 5, and they go together this way. I just lay them down flat, put a little bit of glue right here, lay it down flat for that area to seal, and where the seam is, I like to put this on the inside this way. Can you see that seam? And these are a little tall. I might not have cut them short enough, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that right now. And then I'm just going to add to 3 sides, put some glue. And then carefully get them in here. See, there it is. There's the first one. Just pinch it a little bit to get it to stick. There's one. Here's number 2. These are pre-scored and folded. This is the second layer, and it's going to measure 1 15/16 in height. And again, oops. Well, that one doesn't want to stay glued, does it? Here we go. There we go. I'm going to stick it in here for fit. Yes, that's perfect. Glue, glue, glue. This is absolutely my favorite glue. Okay. Alright, and then just spread it around a little bit and slap it in there. If you happen, like I did right here, I've got some glue sticking out. It's really not going to bother it that much, but you can take an excess piece of paper and just stick it on there, and it'll soak up that glue. Okay. There's that done, and I have the evening evergreen piece. Just have to fold it and get it glued in place, and then we'll add the DSP. And some things that I have done is I've taken, like, if you've ever bought the Tool Caddie, or not the Tool Caddie, but the caddy that holds the stamping blocks, it has that foam that you pull out to stick your block in the place of the foam. I've saved that foam, and I've actually cut pieces of it and stuck them in the bottom for like pokey tools and scissors, so that they don't poke holes in the bottom of my paper. I even cut one up. Well, that's what this is. This is a piece of that foam. Cut a hole in it, and this was a different caddy I had that kind of wore out, and add some glue, hot glue, and put it in there and used it to hold. That's where I kept my glue. Alright, here we go. Alright, the last one is in. Good. And then having these 3 little boxes in here kind of also gives it a little more heft, a little more support, since it is longer than the original. Okay. There's that. Now it's time to decorate. So, and I do want to have, using the Pansy Petals DSP, one side's going to be this on that. I'm going to put the leaves on the back right here. See, it fits nicely. And then I'll add my little border trim of the back side, which is the gingham. Everybody loves the gingham. So there's no scoring required for this, so just add your glue and slap it on there. Yes, it's nice. Oh, and today is the 16th of September. It's my oldest child's 20th birthday. and we were lucky enough to have her here for the weekend, and she's gone back to her base in Mississippi, and we'll see her hopefully at Thanksgiving and again at Christmas. Yeah, so it's hard having her away from home, but we're really proud of what she's doing. She's a CB, so she gets to build a lot of stuff. That's fun. Okay, now for the base. This is the base that I'm gonna, it's really truly, it's optional. You don't have to do it. You could just put a strip of paper. I'm using a whole piece because I want to reinforce the bottom and just hold it all together. So this base is cut, let's see, here it is, 5 1/8 by 7 5/8, and it's scored at 1 all the way around. So I'm going to fold it up and give it a trim and attach it, and I'll show you how I attach it. Everyone's got their own way. So again, you're going to trim these sides straight, and the little flaps, you'll bevel them or wedge them. So I want to wedge the inside and that side, and I'm going to go this way, but I'm going to turn, and I'm not going to cut and make these two go together. I'm going to make them go opposite. So here we go. So this is I'm going to cut this side now and wedge and wedge, so it kind of goes around in a circle. So this side will go up and under, this will go up and under. Now let's do this side. So they're kind of like chasing each other. Alright, I love this paper. I love the colors. I really did like the new colors right away when they introduced them. Usually it takes me a month or two to warm up to the new ink colors, but the ones that came out this year I really liked, like, immediately. Even the pink, which I'm not a big fan of pink, but alright, so here we go. So what I'm gonna do is put a squidge of glue in the bottom, and hopefully this fits nicely. Yes, it does. And then bring up the sides a little bit, and I'm gonna start in the front. Okay, and I'm just gonna put some glue on here and on the flap and stick it in and hold it in place, and then you have to work backwards, so you go that way. So I'm gonna go slide that in, squish this down, go back this way, pop this edge open a little bit. Oops. Got a little glue, a little more glue, glue here. There you go. And then this last bit just kind of falls together. See, it's already trying to get together with the other bit. Here we go. And now I just have to let all that dry. There it is. My little tool caddy. And once it's good and dry, I will fill it up with my tools for my next class, which is going to be at the end of the month. I have some ladies coming over, and we're going to do cards, and they're going to be themed with trees. So, and maybe if they like this and they want to make one on their own, I can teach them how to do that as well. But again, this is real easy. Like I said, the only optional item I added was a little more DSP here. I like to give it a little extra heft, and that was just cut to the size of the back. But there it is. Isn't that cute? So let me fill this one up for you. So you put your dimensionals in there. Glue's going to go right here, and I will do a little bed of hot glue, and then I can open it and close it there. Extra glue, because you always need extra glue. A little pokey tool, a little scissors, bone folder right there. I have my not dimensionals, but these are glue dots. You always need glue dots. And then in this tray you can set one of those, or you can do it backwards the other way, however you like it. So there you go. That's it. That's my tool caddy for today. My computer has locked me out. Let me get back in. I don't know why that happened. Oops. Oh, my caps lock is on, so I can't get in. It's always something. There we go. I'm still here. Okay, so then that's it. This is my Tea-n-Stamps Tool Caddie, adapted from a design by Wendy Lee. If you are interested in getting a copy of the dimensions, I should have them posted here later today, or you can email me at texdelch62@gmail.com, or contact me through Facebook, anything, and I'll be happy to share these with you. And this video will also be posted on my blog later today. If you want to check out my blog, it's T-n-Stamps, that's Tea-n-Stamps at blogspot or .blogspot.com. Please consider following me. There's a big box over on the right hand side near my picture where you can subscribe to my blog. You can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, whatever you choose, but I'm more active on my blog. My blog is where I do a lot of my work. Alrighty, so thanks for joining me. Bye.